All right, usually for new people, I try to provide some enlarged context, but I'm going to go real fast to get to the main points. So the McLaurys are, I guess, this is a term of art. It's not a real thing, but it's a construct. But usually the McLaurys are positioned as, quote, the old guard critics, along with Jerry Armstrong, Jesse, and many others who were early critics of the church. Now, criticism of the church does technically go back to the 70s. The McLaurys left Scientology in the 90s and exposed a lot of the horrible things done by OSA. So if we now think of OSA as this CIA KGB organization, it is largely due to the McLaurys and due to a lot of politics and shifty positioning by other people in the anti-Scientology movement. The McLaurys have basically been forgotten or distorted, repressed, as has Jerry, Jesse, and many others. That's too big a history. I'm just going to deal mainly with, well, very questionable activities by Dana, aka Rotting Jules. She now has a second channel, Lost Snark, and she's done a few things trying to destroy my character, making very baseless accusations. So let us get to the main thing. So Dana put out a rather small video for her attacking me, attacking Manny, the McLaurys, and a few other people on some questionable charges. Let's get to the main thing because she's saying, "Oh, I want receipts. Oh, I want specifics." Dana, I have a whole video. I was very specific and basically refuted every single charge. Like she has this weird Chomsky Epstein conspiracy that I'm wrapped up in, but no, there's nothing there. No receipts were provided. Just a lot of innuendo. And it's like, "Oh, you read Chomsky, you like him. He met Epstein, therefore, what? I'm part of the great world order conspiracy." All right, you got to try a little better than that. Okay, so let us get to one very big receipt against her. So she brags that, "Oh, I don't do groundbreaking work, but now magically everyone does the process in the last 2 years." No, Dana, Dana, let's be very clear. Other people have done work on the process. I can show you books and articles about the process that predate you by a very long time. You are not the first major person to touch upon this. I know for a fact Doug Scott Kramer touched upon this. So, yeah, that's a lot of lying. But now let's show this is a lie. So, this is a video put out by the McLaurys on their channel. This is 10 years ago. Although the way YouTube works is probably more 10 plus. But the point would be, even using her own estimate, in the last 2 years, I have done so much, yada, 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 yada. Uh, Dana, even if we took your premise, you're off by 8 and over years. So that's just a lie. This is a really, really critical video. It does show that Miscavige accidentally, I don't think he meant to do this, confirms the process in Scientology do have links going back decades and decades. And this is something the McLaurys established as a fact. Not you. Not you. Okay, and I usually don't drag people's name in, but I'm going to have to. And again, this is not appeal to authority. You can look at Virginia's blogs onto themselves. You can assess the evidence and the arguments. Okay, so Virginia says, and by the way, Dana does say, "Oh, yeah, she helped me with Chip Manifest." Well, Virginia's telling me, no reason to disbelieve her. It goes far beyond that, that the McLaurys did do a lot of training and helped her a lot. I do mean a lot with her research skills and sharpening her research. So, well, there's a lot going on here. Dana's pulling a trick saying, "Well, I gave credit to the McLaurys in old videos." You are still using the fruits of that research, right? Consider the analogy. If I go to a college for advanced training, even if it's for a short 1 to 2 years, and pretend that never happened, and I get a lot of research discoveries, yeah, that's not legit. That gives the impression that, oh, you did this all by yourself. You did not. The question is current work being properly cited and given credit to? The answer is no. And now you're magically saying, "Well, I did it in the past out of respect." Respect has nothing to do with it, Dana. That is obligatory. Among serious researchers, you always cite and credit proper sources. It does not matter whether you like the person or respect the person. I don't have to like or respect Marx or Wittgenstein or Nietzsche or Popper or whoever, Foucault, Chomsky. You still give credit. I can't just go around saying, I've got this idea for universal grammar and linguistics. And it's like, oh, that's Chomsky's. No, that's my idea. You can't do that, right? And if it's egregious enough, you can be sued. And let's point to real facts. Okay. At this point, Dana's channel is much bigger than the McLowrys. And the McLowrys, I noticed, lost a few people, not too many people. So, 1 + 1 = 2. So you're punching down on a smaller channel. So that's pretty suspicious. Okay. Even her own presentation was filled with a lot of contradictions. Let's look at one major contradiction. She says, oh, I don't think you keep up. I don't have anything to do with this, blah, 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 blah. Dana, you literally, this is real time. This is in ancient history. Someone tweeted DOA plastering your face on the blue building. Right? Right? You were happy as hell. You liked it. So stop with all this. I have no links. I have no connections. And in this video, right? You literally say simultaneously, oh, I have no connections. I contacted Streets LA. Yeah, Streets LA. Streets LA, who's friendly with Aaron? With Aaron, who's terrorized and committed many crimes and doxxed and attacked many people, women, old guard critics, right? Streets is friendly with that guy. You know that. So stop playing dumb, okay? That is a connection. And I'm not joking. At one point, he's like, yeah, I mean, these were like friendships, but they were not friendships. They were previous friendships. They're not friendships, they're friendships. Yeah, listen, honey, you've been caught red-handed lying, okay? There are tweets, there are screenshots, there are video clips, there are audio clips. Your story does not match up. You are quite literally just lying about people. When you get caught, you get angry and do more and more attacks. And these are ad hominems. Okay, whether I am creepy or not relevant. Whether you like Manny's presentation, not relevant. Whether Lucian really works with the FBI, not relevant. Whether you like or respect the McLowrys, not relevant. The question is, are you lying, contradicting yourself, and not giving proper credit? The answer is yes. We can debate, is it stealing? Is it borrowing? Is it shady? But there are fundamental facts here. You have a bigger channel. You're using your bigger audience to attack the McLowrys and try to discredit them. Right? Even though you used their research and you did get training by them. This can be verified. So those are lies. Also, you do have connections to these people, whether Streets LA, Kenny, DOA, or whoever, Nora. Now to say, oh, that's done. Oh, hey, stupid. That don't work. It doesn't matter if you joined in the past the Communist Party for 1 or 2 years or a far right party. That's on the record now. You don't just get to magically disappear those things. Whether these were past connections, you had connections. I asked you directly, were you connected? You're like, no, there are screenshots, which you were forced to show because Zero Dark Tony found out you were lying and was proving you were lying. Like, okay, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, I was in the chat. Those are connections, stupid. You literally admit you did contact Streets LA. Okay? So stop lying, stop playing dumb, and stop doing lousy bad arguments. Okay? On a final note, because to ward off contradiction or, hey, dummy, don't do this because you're going to look really dumb. Whataboutism is not a real logical fallacy. That's an informal fallacy. So when you bring it up, you just look stupid. These are comparable cases. You're the same person. These are contradictory arguments. Therefore, you are contradicting yourself. The question is why? So it does not matter if Zero Dark Tony is a good guy, whether I'm a good guy, or, oh, I'm a man talking about a woman's body. That is not relevant. A contradiction is a contradiction. Since the days of Aristotle, for thousands of years, gender, position, class does not matter. If you contradict yourself, you contradict yourself. You are wrong. That is wrong. You have to change the argument. So what's going on here is you are lying, you are contradicting yourself, you are slandering and insulting people when challenged. These are double standards, and you're trying to use not a big audience, but a 5,000 plus YouTube channel to distort the record. And you've been caught red-handed. That's your problem. It's not my problem. It's not the McLaury's problem. It's not even Zero Dark Tony's problem. Okay, so as we close out, I think Zero Dark Tony should pay back the money for the loan. Okay, but he didn't steal the money. It's a loan. Maybe recognize how the law really works, how logic really works, how history really works. Okay? Yeah. So do better studying, do better arguments, and stop lying about the old guard critics. Okay? Thanks.